This is a huge issue that a lot of people have, is that they're not auditing their business enough in order to keep on track to go and chase down their goals. How do you reset? How do you do an audit? You have to be able to figure out, okay, this first part of the year, what went well, what didn't go well, where am I at? Am I on pace? Am I off track? And then forecast to the second half of this year and figure out what you need to adapt and put in place in your business in order to get back on track, or if you're already on track, to put more gas on it so you can get ahead of your goals. So there's 3 principles that I learned from this book that we're going to talk about today. Take notes, jot these down, go get this book, learn more about the authors, and figure out how you can do a better audit going in to the second half of this year. Too often I see lots of salespeople and realtors that all of a sudden overnight are way over here in left field and they don't know how they got there. It's auditing. It's the key to your success, is learning to have this feedback loop constantly in your business to make sure that you are on the right track and make sure your business is operating efficiently moving forward the second half of the year. All right, so if you've been following my channel for a long time, you know at the end of every quarter, we're always going to stop. We're going to do an episode on auditing your business. Why? Because too often I see lots of salespeople and realtors that all of a sudden overnight are way over here in left field and they don't know how they got there. It's auditing. It's the key to your success, is learning to have this feedback loop constantly in your business to make sure that you are on the right track. There was a book that I read last year called CEO Excellence, and the McKinsey Institute talks about this. They mentioned that feedback loops are actually one of the most important things to CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. They hire outside counsel to come in and give third-party, non-biased feedback on where their business is. And that's why they also meet with the board and they have meetings with their employees and their management staff to constantly make sure they're on track, because it's a lot easier to stay on track than it is to get off track and have to come all the way back because of the bad habits that you've developed. So today we're going to break that down. There's 3 things that if you can nail these, then your business will completely take off. Also, as a reminder, we're wrapping up this quarter with our book club. This quarter we focused on leadership. We read books from John C. Maxwell, the GOAT of leadership. We read books from Simon Sinek. We read Above the Line from Urban Meyer. We're going to transition to a new topic here in 2 weeks. So make sure that you watch for the announcement of the topic of that quarter and the 3 books that we're going to read. If you don't have that ebook, comment book club and I'll get that out to you. So again, you can keep pace with us. A lot of times you just have to outpace your paycheck with your education. You have to keep your learning ahead of your earning. You have to constantly be reading because success leaves clues. All you have to do is go find them, read them, and apply it. So again, why this topic? I work with a lot of you. I do a lot of free Zoom calls and consultation calls with realtors all over Canada and all over the US. And this is a huge issue that a lot of people have, is that they're not auditing their business enough in order to keep on track to go and chase down their goals. I recently read a book from one of my favorite authors, Dan Heath, and it's called Reset: How to Change What's Not Working. Now, if you know me, I'm a massive psychology nerd. I love any book that has to do with human behavior and psychology. I love all of their books. Most of what I teach and how I teach comes from the things that they've taught in all of their books, like their book Switch, How to Change Things When Change is Hard, Decisive, The Power of Moments, Upstream, The Quest to Solve Problems Before They Happen, and then also Made to Stick. This is one of their newest books, and I just finished it. And so it's perfect timing to break down, how do you reset? How do you do an audit? You have to be able to figure out, okay, this first part of the year, what went well, what didn't go well, where am I at? Am I on pace? Am I off track? And then forecast to the second half of this year and figure out what you need to adapt and put in place in your business in order to get back on track, or if you're already on track, to put more gas on it so you can get ahead of your goals. So there's 3 principles that I learned from this book that we're going to talk about today. Take notes, jot these down, go get this book, learn more about the authors, and figure out how you can do a better audit going in to the second half of this year. Now, if you've been following my channel all year, you know that we did this at the end of last quarter. So go check out that YouTube video. These are going to be completely different ways to audit your business, but it'll give you two separate perspectives on how to deep dive into your business and make sure that you're on track. One of my favorite examples that I use all the time that we'll use today is the story of the airplane pilot that's leaving from Salt Lake City to New York. If that pilot is off by 6 inches, that'll determine whether or not he ends up all the way in Minnesota or all the way down south in Texas. 6 inches. That's all it takes. And so don't get off track. Let's break down 3 things that'll help you not do that so that you can get to your goals a lot faster. All right, so the big example that he uses in the book is the example of a boulder. Now, if there's a massive boulder that weighs hundreds of pounds in front of you, how are you going to move it? Most people are going to try brute force, and they're just going to try to push it until they are completely exhausted, and then they can't do anything about it because they have no strength left. Salespeople and realtors, we're the same. A lot of times we just think we just need to grind harder, work harder, push faster, or use more strength and completely exert all the energy we have. Or you could use what's called a fulcrum. You could go get a piece of wood with a rock underneath it. You could put that up against the boulder and you could leverage that to lift up and move the boulder. That's what auditing your business looks like. That's what resetting looks like. It's how do I get the right things in place to look at my business and adjust the things that I need to adjust in order to go faster and have different and better results than I'm experiencing in the first half of the year. So here's the 3 things that he breaks down in order to move that boulder or reset your business. The first one has to do with removing excess waste. Most of the time, we have things in our business that are slowing us down, but we're moving too fast, or we've done it for so long without auditing that we don't recognize what those things are. So simply slowing down, getting a bird's eye perspective on your business, and looking and seeing what is causing you to go slower or more inefficiently than what's necessary will help you fix that. So some people that I coach, I tell them to go take a weekend off, go do a staycation, check out. And in the hotel or on the beach or wherever you end up going, look at your business, break it down to the ridiculous, map it out on a whiteboard, put it on the mirror, and really break this down. There's a realtor that I coached in California, brand new realtor that's part-time and a mom, and she did this. Go look on her Instagram. You can see that she took the weekend with her husband to go map this out. And they audited and they reset and they got more clear on the things they needed to do to go and blow up their business. And so they got rid of excess waste, things that were slowing them down. And that's going to look different for everybody. Dan Martell talks about how most of the time, a lot of us are operating our business as if we have a Ferrari with the brake on. Take it off. Or a rocket that goes into space, it'll release the parts that it doesn't need. So you have to look at your business and say, okay, in order to reset, what's the waste? Let's just start there. What am I doing that is making me go inefficiently, that's slowing me down? And sometimes it's you're showing too many homes. Sometimes it's doing your paperwork and not having a transaction coordinator doing it. Sometimes it's you're not prospecting efficiently in the morning. You're not blocking everything into hour chunks, or you're not prospecting in the afternoon. And there's things that you're getting distracted by or focusing on that aren't your goals and that aren't your daily non-negotiables. So write those out so that you can eliminate that. I promise you that by doing that, you'll make it 99% easier to just reset simply because you got rid of the waste. All right, the second example they talk about in the book is what's called a critical bottleneck. And this was a really cool example. It's similar to how Chick-fil-A runs their business. If you rewind, Chick-fil-A didn't always have people outside that were taking orders. It operated really similar to like a McDonald's or any other fast food chain. But what they realized was there were things that were making them inefficient, that was almost serving as a bottleneck, that was slowing their progression down. And so what they did is they thought, okay, well, how do we speed this up? If I go hire 20 new chefs or get all the best machinery, that's not going to really allow us to pump more people through here. And so they went back to the drawing board and they thought, okay, well, what if we accelerate the experience with people in the drive-through? And so they put people outside and they realized, oh, people are faster at making decisions if it's a person versus a screen. Okay, let's put two people out there. And then all of a sudden, the system that you experience if you go to Chick-fil-A, that came from understanding what the bottleneck was and then completely blowing it up and redoing it. It's the same thing in your business, similar to identifying the waste and getting rid of it. You have to figure out, kind of like the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule, what are things that are slowing you down? What is causing you to really not experience that growth? We're halfway through the year. If you haven't done 15 to 25 deals and you're a full-time agent, then you have bottlenecks. You have things that are completely stopping your progress. I just met with a realtor the other day, and we found out that he wasn't doing any FSBO or expired calls in the morning. He simply changed it. He got 7 appointments, went on all 7 of them, and 2 of them should convert. That's how it should look, is you have to identify, oh, I'm not doing that. Let me fix it. And then all of a sudden, the business starts to reset itself and it'll jumpstart that momentum that you need. And so really dive into your business and figure out, okay, the first part of the year, what are my biggest bottlenecks? What's slowing me down? What is really, really making this more of a struggle than it needs to be? And then how do I fix that? And if you get to that part and you don't know the answer, reach out to me. Shoot me a text or give me a call. Or read the books, watch the YouTube videos, go to the seminars, call mentors, shadow them, or pay for courses. Go search out the answer. Again, success leaves clues. Most of the time, we just don't go find them. And that's why when I read a book, I'm usually looking for one example, one metaphor, one way to see something differently so that I can then have an easier time teaching that and helping people better understand that principle. I'm looking for what's that one little thing that I can tweak and then make it easier for people to understand. You're doing the same thing with your business. Look back on the previous 6 months. What are your biggest bottlenecks? And then fast forward and forecast, how do I completely eliminate that bottleneck and allow this to operate more efficiently? All right, the third principle is identify what are called the bright spots. If you've read Dan and Chip Heath's other books, Made to Stick, Switch, How to Help People Change When Change is Hard, they talk about this a lot. Well, in this book, Reset, How to Change What's Not Working, they mention it again. They talk about what are called bright spots. Bright spots are when you look at what's working versus focusing on what's not working. Too often we focus on what's not working in my business. Well, why don't you focus on what is working? There's got to be something, 1, 2, 3, or 4 things that are working. Let's go hone in on those things and blow them up. Let's make those bigger pieces to our business model, bigger pieces to the plan. And then not only that, but let's go look at others. What's working for everybody else? Let's apply that to our business and then have that be a pillar that we focus on the second half of the year. So go shadow some of the realtors in your local market or reach out to me and I can tell you what other realtors are doing. I know that there are realtors crushing it doing open houses 3 times a week that are absolutely blowing up their business. I know realtors that are calling FSBOs and expireds for an hour to 2 hours a day. That's it. And they're going to do 30 to 40 deals this year. I know realtors that are just door knocking for 5 hours a day and they're blowing up their business because of the amount of leads that they're getting. I know realtors that are crushing it on social media that are actually converting. I hunted them down. I tried to find them. They're really hard to find, but I found them and I know what they're doing to convert on the back end side. Who cares what the prospecting method is? As long as you go and find the bright spots, look at those that are absolutely crushing it and you pull in from them what's working and you apply that, that'll help your business reset, get the rust off so that you can go faster and more efficiently moving forward. All right, that's it. So you should have enough to work with to go do an audit for the previous first half of the year, the previous quarter, and then reset and forecast for the coming months. One of the greatest books on this is Shane Snow's Smart Cuts. He talks about how surfers are actually really good at this. They can forecast and they can feel when the right wave is coming. That's how you should interact with your business plan. You should have a good feel and a good vibe for what's happening when you dig in and get really detailed in the weeds of your business. Until you do that, your business is going to constantly get stuck and you're going to have to constantly reset it. Why not set it up to operate smoothly and efficiently? That's when you end up buying back your time and living the life by design that you created versus living one by default versus chasing someone else's dream and helping them achieve it versus achieve yours. So go back and look at your notes. Look at how to audit your business going into the second half of the year. Look at the 3 things that we talked about. Drop your favorite one in the comments and then reach out. If you want to have a free audit for 15 minutes, give me a call. Let's chat on the phone. Let me do a quick audit of your business. I've done so many of these, I can usually pick it apart pretty quick. And I know exactly what tweaks you need to make in order to reset and make sure your business is operating efficiently moving forward the second half of the year. All right, guys, I appreciate it. And we'll catch you next week for our bonus episode for the 5th Monday of the month.